And now a quick word from our sponsors here at Viral Hip Hop News.
Hey yo, bring the fire all summer long with the big three and your homeboy Ice Cube. Starting July 10th on CBS, Thriller, and Fight TV. That's right, every Saturday. Bring the fire with the big three, baby.
And here from Viral Hip Hop News, letting my people know to go grab this bottle of miracle food right now. ChakraDoctor.org put together some of the best ingredients on God's green earth to help your immune system, give you a cleanse and reboot that your body deserves. Don't wait for your miracle. Grab it in Miracle Food right now. Let's go.
House of Lazenby 1970H is the continuation of the Lazenby family fighting for its independence in the criminal world from the mafia and the national agreement. This ongoing battle takes the Lazenby clan over international waters. Grab the House of Lazenby 1970H in the description box right now.
Like big budget roles. And I was offered those some kids, not the turtles, but something. I don't know. Power Rangers, yes. And I was like, that's corny. But I wasn't thinking business. I was thinking as a child. Yeah. And when you become an adult, when you become a woman, you begin to think as a woman. And it's hard in Hollywood because the youth are honored. And the youth, you give me, $80 a week to do a TV show. I buy a house. I take care of my family. But, I need that now. I got a son and a husband and a family, and more family has been, when I was 20, what am I going to do with that money? You invest, you have a business manager, you try to do the best you can for your future. But young people are not. I think Hollywood should change the format and give young people what they give us old folk, and give old folk what, change it around. Because, I'm not getting paid. And it is, of course, it's not the 90s anymore. No one is getting paid as much as we were getting paid in the 90s. But I would love to have been getting the checks I was getting in the 90s now. And Hollywood, kind of made me pay for having a baby. They want you, if you're going to have a baby, it's got to be by one of them. You have a baby, you better be by whoever. So, because I am from the Midwest and I need to be able to be free, to be able to express. I kept meeting these guys that wanted to lock me up, take me to some bumfuck town because they had money and just sit there and not act anymore. I kept meeting these guys that wanted me to be Joy from Friday and get in their ass and make them feel like I'm mommy. I don't know. You got a mommy. Why you got mommy issues? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. But I realize all men need mommies. So, I had to get to a place in my life where I dated someone who was right for what I needed. And God made that manifest. It was hard for me to get into relationships with these Hollywood men because power is friggin' enticing. And you lose yourself. You lose your dream. You lose your goal. Powerful men want you to focus on them, And some of my favorite actresses have gotten into those situations where they have lost themselves into their husband's career. And then maybe they'll wake up one day and have a midlife crisis. Oh, I want my career. And then they do some independent job. I'm very proud of Selma Hayek, who has navigated a marriage to an uber wealthy man into an independent production company that produces quality work for her, and that's every actress's dream. But I wasn't meeting that. I was meeting, people who weren't into, and because I guess I favor Black men. And when I did have a white guy, Black men were real mean to him. They didn't want him to date me. They were real mean.
Now, can I ask you this?
Can I ask you this? Because it's very, you brought up black men, and I wanted to ask you this. I'm very interested to know your take on black men, in particular in Hollywood and just in society as a whole, because we talk on here often on the podcast that we feel as though it's almost an emasculation of the strong heterosexual black man, not only in the household, on TV screen, and just in society in general. What's your thoughts on that?
The emasculation of the black man has been in existence since, the beginning of time. They have always tried to belittle our men in a way that makes them, unappealing to us. From slavery, when, how am I going to want to have sex with this guy that massa has abused and beat and sexually harassed in my face to make me look at this man as beneath. So I believe that it is not something that has just, started last week, because of the situation that we're in. And it's so funny because I was just thinking this the other day, like, God has a plan. I don't know if I would have wanted to stay in Africa. Like, do I want to have been from Africa? I don't know. I look at Africa and they look like they want to be out here with us. Every African person that comes on our show, and I'm like, I want to go to Africa. They're like, no. You'll stay here. I have to hear it to get that. I gotta get there. But my African accent. But I'm thinking to myself, like, everything that has happened to our culture, our people, has happened for a reason, to put us in a situation where we can excel, where we can create a whole soul that has never been duplicated, replicated, and everyone covets. It was necessary for us to be transported to a world, a country where we would allow our independent creativity to flourish. So that being said, I'm looking at the whole world, how it emasculates certain men. Men dressing like women is still popular in England and in a lot of the white, countries. So when we look at our men and the fact that they do it, and it's required, at some point in your career, it's just, to me, a testament of our society. I don't know if it's necessarily just about black men anymore. I think we take it personally because our men have been alienated from us, with either they're gay or they prefer white women or they're in jail. For whatever reasons, the black man has been alienated from us, and that keeps procreation at a minimal. And, I can't sit here and do a whole dissertation or, I don't know, write an opus about the whole black man, and them emasculating him, because it happens to me, to all cultures. It's not just about the black man. I see white men also, like I said, in England, I see them also thinking that dressing like a woman is funny, like that's the epitome of comedy. I can't speak on these things for myself. I can only speak on, I don't feel comfortable, doing something I'm not accustomed to doing. And if a man, is able to portray a gay man, I believe is something that is innate and something they would like to explore. So it's a personal thing. It's a freak thing. I had a girlfriend who had a boyfriend who used to put on her panties and whoop her ass.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back. Hip hop,
Sam
hip
and
hop,
Oh God, what's up with you? I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.